would hit if we were able to accomplish that.
Maxine, this is brilliant. I mean, I think those listening would be extremely excited with the prospect. And I thought that, the description that I'm going to add, could you possibly send me a short text with some links that I could post with the video that we are currently recording?
Of
At
course.
the same time, I would like that those listening are keen enough and motivated enough to make a difference in their own lives and the lives of those that matter in their lives. So there you go. I mean, I'm so happy that we met and you were able to share with me again what you had described earlier. And I must say that, so where do you see Pick My Brain going in the next 5 years?
Yeah, so like I said, we really do think knowledge commerce is gonna start to catch up to e-commerce. E-commerce is a multi-hundred-billion-dollar industry. And so we believe when we were aiming to have, first of all, 196 countries represented on Pick My Brain, we hope that booking a stranger to download their perspective and have an engaging conversation like this become culturally normal as it is to go to for a walk or to a yoga class or to watch an online course. We see it being embedded as another layer of medium. So I always say every book I read, every podcast I listen to, every person I see speaking on a stage, I hope that it becomes common practice that there is an invitation to go further on Pick My Brain. If I listen to this and I know that I really love the conversation that you and I had, and I want to talk to Kamran about leadership coaching, because I'm going to flip this interview and start to ask you questions. Or I want to talk to Maxine. Yeah, it'll come. That they know they can, and I'll give you one of my links. I am on Pick My Brain. I am open and available forever to sharing my knowledge with those who would like. Free for 30 minutes for anybody, and then paid for anyone who wants to go deeper.
Yes, so Maxine, you have a potential customer in the form of Kamran, for example. So now, what would you advise me to do, and how am I likely to gain, and how are your subscribers likely to gain as well? You describe that so that at least those listening may either want to sign up or they want to be someone who offers his or her brain to be picked.
Yeah. So if those of you that are listening are like me that heard Kamran speak and understand what years thinking and dissecting and teaching leadership truly means, you might find you're interested in going deeper with him. Maybe you saw him speak at a bank, at your company, to bring your team together in a remarkable way. And you believe that with 3 or 10 sessions with Kamran that you could take your leadership skills another level. Well, you could book him on Pick My Brain if he had a profile. You could book him for 30 minutes and discuss what it is he might be able to support you with, both individually or at your company. And via the click of a button, book any service that Kamran has decided to make available to the world at whatever rate, rules, and availability Kamran has set. So essentially, Pick My Brain would make him shoppable for you. And you could shop his brain in a wide variety of ways, but Kamran would have to decide. And if Kamran worked with Maxine would package and price his knowledge in so many different ways that would allow individuals to book him, companies to book him, both locally, nationally, and internationally.
So Maxine, I'm tempted enough now to have a second conversation at a future date where you can guide me on how to craft my profile and send that information to you, agree the economics of it, and we get going. So you have, let's say, one more brain that wants to be picked. Okay.
Wonderful. And we've seen that that's actually statistically what happens when you connect with someone one-on-one, is that a staggering 30% of those conversations will result in commerce. And
Right.
we love that because the more you gift your time for 30 minutes and allow people to experience it and find
Yeah.
what it is you both can offer one another, because in a conversation you can start to, you can read a website and be interested, but in a conversation you can dive in and be like, okay, you want me to package and price your knowledge? Wonderful. This is how we're going to do it. And I might be interested in how I can apply leadership
Mm.
to others, to Pakistan even. One of my topics is I don't think students in Pakistan or leadership coaching or mindset coaching has really hit your country in as much concentration as it has maybe in North America. And I think it could. I really think the students could use more mindset coaching, leadership coaching in their schooling that would take them further. So how do we make, and this is where I'm going to start to pivot it back to you, is where do you see leadership coming into play? How has it evolved since you've been first of all, maybe some background as to your mission. How do you support individuals? How do you support companies in leadership? And why did you choose leadership to support individuals and companies? What have you seen?
Wonderful. I mean, thank you so much, Maxine. I mean, for me,
Mhm.
leadership is a lifestyle. Leadership is not
Mm,
whether you're born or you're made, and it's not a domain of the few. It is everyone is a leader, and I believe that you could either be a good leader or an awful one. It's a matter of learning how to be effective and inspiring. Otherwise,
mm,
we meander and waste our time, and we are influencing people anyway, regardless of whether we want to or we don't. It is our conduct that influences others, like parents influence their kids. I mean, unknowingly through the
yeah.
behaviors they have. Now, if I, as a parent, want my kids to learn and read books, then I should be the one leading by example by reading books myself. If I don't want my kids to do certain things, then I must not do them myself. So, isn't that leadership? Of course it is. And I
Yes.
find that leadership begins at home and it moves into society through academia, and then, of course, in the world of business and commerce and wherever else, in government and different voluntary organizations. So, for me, it's a lifestyle and it's about awareness and vision and responsibility. These are the three key words. Now, once I
Mm,
become aware about my the endowments that I'm blessed with, the skills that I possess, or the potential to learn,
mm,
then I start crafting a vision because I don't want to be a meaningless clot on this planet. I want to be a meaningful individual. Everyone would like to have a particular flavor that they bring to this
mm,
kaleidoscope of humanity, right? So,
that,
in
yeah.
so many ways, leadership, as I mentioned earlier to you, Maxine, I read somewhere, and I believe it 100%. Leadership is a set of behaviors. I mean, John
Mm,
Maxwell promulgates this and also says it is supported by many other thinkers on the subject. There is a set of behaviors, and leaders don't need titles, and titles
mm,
don't make leaders. Now, once
mm,
we keep that in the back of our mind, then we also have to understand that apart from, in addition to, let's say, awareness, vision, and responsibility, leaders influence through their conduct
mm,
and behavior. And at the same time, they're accountable. Name one person who is not accountable, name one person who cannot influence. Even a 5-year-old kid knows how to influence his or her mom um,
mm,
to get a gift from a toy shop.
true.
I mean, they do, and they also get
True.
a whack when some
Yeah.
once in a while. Me, leadership is a responsibility that we all have to learn, and great leaders have
Mm,
to be amazing followers. That's the other stuff,
mm,
because it's not an ego trip. It's a it's a journey full of humility, a journey full of caring, a journey full of decisiveness, a journey full of
mm,
taking on the tough calls, not avoiding life, but diving into life. And it's
mm,
coming from followership. And if I'm not a good follower, how can I
mm.
ever be a good leader? And it
Leader.
runs parallel. So these are some of my thoughts, and it is my mission to ensure that everyone listening, at no point should they feel that they are not needed. Everyone is
Mm,
needed in society. No one can
agree.
be left behind. Everyone has a role to play. We
I
all
agree.
are contributing to the orchestra of life. And it is our
Yes.
responsibility to make people aware that they mean
Yeah.
something to us. Everyone
Mhm.
counts. So that's a big mission.
I love